Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So before we get into the details on today's build, I just wanted to quickly apologize that I did not upload last week, nor did I even acknowledge the fact that I didn't upload last week on my Instagram or anything, which is a bit unprofessional of me, but it was one of those weeks where I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to upload or not, and so I kind of waited until the last minute to decide, and then basically Monday rolled around, which was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so we had just gotten back from a camping trip the day before, so I definitely had plenty of time to, at least prepare. I had a video ready. This was the video that I was going to do. I just didn't have a voiceover for it, and I already had my screenshots and everything ready, so I could have posted a teaser screenshot or something on my Instagram saying that I wasn't going to be posting this week, but I just didn't. I got honestly kind of lazy about it, and I was so indecisive if I was going to post or not that I just didn't post anything. So I wanted to apologize. I doubt there were many of you, waiting around for a video, but, it is kind of weird. There's definitely some, YouTubers that I like to watch their builds or, just videos in general. And if they don't acknowledge the fact that they're not uploading that week, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I hope everything's okay, So anyway, I just wanted to say sorry about that, but back to the build. So in today's build, we are building just kind of this little suburban home. We are building in Newcrest. This is the Asphalt Abodes, I believe this lot name is. I forget the size of it, but this does come out to 86,513 simoleons. It does end up being 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. So each bedroom actually has its own bathroom, except one of the bathrooms upstairs and that's near one of the bedrooms is not actually considered a master. It's not an ensuite bathroom, but it is just right outside their bedroom door. And then there's a master bathroom, and the other bedroom that's slightly larger does have an ensuite bathroom. And then the half bath is downstairs, kind of near the entryway, which I do like to incorporate when I can if I have the room. But as you can see, it ends up being this greenhouse, which to me is very suburban. Of course, there's ways you can make it not look suburban, but Newcrest is very suburban, and of course it comes empty, but I feel unless you place a ton of community lots here, it just has that suburban feel to it. It's just the way that it is landscaped and all of that. So, and the way I feel it's laid out is very much like that. But yeah, we end up building a small greenhouse out in the backyard that has some composting bins in there. I believe I also place a vertical planter box in there just to kind of save some space. There ends up being a pool. As you probably already noticed, we have this semi wraparound porch. And when I think of a wraparound, I think of the front porch kind of going around to the back of the house, or at least to the side of the house if it's a semi wraparound porch. But this porch is actually a back porch that wraps around almost all the way to the front of the house, but it ends on the side of the house. And there's a little outdoor space in the backyard with some an outdoor dining and a barbecue. There's a pool. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not already. And that's pretty much the main ideas and details here that we have at this house. I almost said apartment. I've been doing that a lot recently, where I just keep wanting to say instead of use the word house, say apartment for whatever reason. I feel I haven't built in a while, so I don't know why. And then I think too, there's also 2 rocking chairs out on the front porch, and I ended up thinking that maybe one of the Sims that lives here ends up being into knitting, whether it's one of the parents or one of the kids that live here. I just thought it'd be kind of nice. And just to the rocking chairs, definitely I feel on some houses it's really cute to see little rocking chairs outside. It's just a cute little addition and a little detail. But now we've pretty much moved on into the house. I believe I cut out the floor plan, or maybe we must have. Did we really already build the floor plan? That's crazy. So we end up making this house more, I guess, traditional kind of, not traditional, but like the house itself seems traditional, but then the way it's decorated is a lot more contemporary. We do use a lot of Dream Home Decorator here. The dining space / breakfast table, which is just one room. There's not like a formal dining space or anything because the kitchen is rather small. So we just have this one table here where you would host, a Thanksgiving dinner, but also this is where you eat breakfast very casually with your family in your PJs. So it's multifunctional in that sense. There ends up being a washer and dryer downstairs as well, which is essentially in its own room. So it's kind of like a little laundry room. But yeah, this room is very much more, I'd say maybe like more on the traditional side. And then same with the kitchen. I was kind of going for like the idea that the kitchen's a little bit more outdated and a lot of like, the door frames and, the parts that are like really fixtured to the house, like door frames and, cabinetry, stuff like that is going to be more outdated essentially. But things like their furniture, like in their living room and bedrooms and all that is a lot more contemporary. So as you will, get further on into this build today, you'll see that definitely comes through. The downstairs is a lot more traditional than the upstairs, because once we get to upstairs, it's pretty much just bedrooms and bathrooms. So yeah, it ends up being a lot more contemporary up there. But yeah, now we are just finishing, or I guess starting and finishing the laundry room. It's a rather small room, so there's not a ton that goes into that, but I did clutter it up a little bit here. And I guess too, I should mention, so I'm pretty sure this is what happened when I uploaded this to the gallery. So I had built this house probably, oh my gosh, around Christmas. So probably a little over a month ago. And when I was building here, as you can see, I have like 2 red shelves here. These are like my CC shelves that I use to free place items a lot more easily without having to use my 9 and 0 keys. And it is a CC item, like I just mentioned. And I think somewhere along the lines, one of my red shelves got lost, maybe in the foundation or somewhere that I cannot find, because when I saved this to my gallery, it pops up as if there's CC, and that kind of bothers me because I don't want you guys to go, or even just like a random person that is maybe just looking for a new home to place in Newcrest, and they type in Newcrest family home, for example, and they see this and it says that there's custom content in there. Of course, you can't tell in the screenshots that are, in the picture that you find on the gallery. So if they don't have CC, or, if they most likely don't have my CC exactly because it's not specified, they're going to pass right by it and be like, oh, I don't want to download this because it's probably cluttered with CC, which is kind of that's in my opinion, how I would interpret it. So that's the only bummer. I couldn't find the frickin' shelf, and that's the only CC that I have in this game. So I know it's the shelf. So anyway, if you do end up downloading this off of the gallery, it will say that there's CC here, which technically there's a shelf somewhere in the build. But when you go to download this build and place it into your game, nothing's going to be different, because the shelf, like I said, is probably, who knows, it might be that shelf, because that shelf has been sitting there for a while. So ever since this happened, I've used a shelf and then I'll instantly delete it. Like, I don't want this to happen again, because it was driving me insane, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, so if you do download this off the gallery, the shelf won't be there unless you do have this shelf in your own inventory or in your own game. Then you will have this shelf. But to be honest, I've played in here several times. I've actually been playing in this house a lot recently, and I haven't had any issues. So I don't know where the shelf is. But anyway, it's not really going to change, the orientation of the furniture or anything like that. It's literally just somewhere hidden and I can't find it. So if you guys happen to download this off the gallery and you find it because you do indeed have this shelf in your game, then let me know, because I would love to fix that for you guys. But anyway, as you can see, we are now decorating the living room. And it's a rather smaller-ish living room. And I will say the only thing that I'm not crazy about when it comes to this modular furniture from Dream Home Decorator is that your Sims can't interact with each other the same way as they can like on a normal couch or love seat because they're separate chairs. So they can't cuddle, they can't, kiss during a movie or something. I don't know, I like when my Sims can do that, especially if, they're having a date and they're at home having a date. It's nice to be able to do that interaction, I think. And even if, your Sims are, wanting to cuddle with their kids or something, they can't do that on this couch. So that's my only issue. And two, I don't know if you guys have this same like issue or whatever, but I feel like a lot of the times my Sims won't automatically sit on the chair together. Like on the couch. Like if they're watching TV, they'll just opt to stand. But then if you click, sit on one of the chairs, then they'll do it. And I just don't understand why they don't just do it automatically. It's not in every build, but I've noticed in a lot of my builds, that's what my Sims do. And it's so odd to me. But anyway, I hope you guys can't hear my cat in the background. So if you guys have been around for a while and you've heard my videos where I've mentioned that I record my voiceovers in my closet. Oh my gosh, it's because my husband's feeding them. That's why he's meowing. I record in my closet because it has the best quality of sound in here. And it doesn't echo too much in here. Our room echoes so much for whatever reason. We have plenty of furniture in our room, so I don't know why it echoes so much, but yeah, so I was assuming that maybe my cat was sitting outside my closet meowing to come in here, but I just heard my husband feed them, so that's probably what it is. So I apologize if you heard that, but now we are moving on into this half bath downstairs. I really like the way it turned out. It's very simple. Like I said, this downstairs, obviously other than the living room, is very much more traditional in my opinion. It's very fits in with the whole suburban idea of this home, and I don't know, I like it. I would love to have this bathroom be my half bath, right off of my my front door. I don't know, it'd be kind of nice because if I'm running out the door and I quickly I'm like, oh, I forgot to brush my teeth, or I need to go to the bathroom, or check my face really quick before I head out, this is a perfect place to do so. But now we are upstairs into the first bedroom. So I imagined that the family that lives here consists of 2 parents and a teenager and a child. Ideally, I would have loved to have, 2 preteens be here, or a teen and a preteen, but there's no preteens in game. There are mods for that, which I've heavily considered downloading before, but I just haven't brought myself to it. But anyway, I imagined that this would be the teen bedroom. I was thinking more along the lines of a teen girl, but again, however you see fit, or whoever you see fitting here, then by all means go for it. And I'm really bummed. So a little side story, I actually did create a family specifically for this home consisting of 2 parents and a teenager and a kid. And I ended up, aging up my Sims as you do when you play. And the Sim that occupied this bedroom ended up going off to college. She got really great grades and she became a marine biologist. And once I had her graduated and all that, I ended up playing with her sister, who was the younger of the 2. And I then took her to university, got her all graduated. Literally, the day before she graduated, it was Christmas, and she came home for Christmas, and her sister was standing outside barbecuing for whatever reason in the middle of winter in her normal clothes, and she froze to death, and I was pissed, okay? Because I put a lot of time into playing with this family, and she freaking died, and I was so mad because my plan was after the younger of the 2 Sims graduated, they were going to go to, oh my gosh, what's the name of that world? Salvadorada? Is that the name of it? I feel like that's so wrong, but I feel like that's right. They were going to go play in the jungle adventure world, and that would basically be their sister bonding trip. They both like the outdoors. The older sister is a marine biologist now, and they just wanted to travel together, and they wanted to be travel buddies, and she freaking died, and I'm so mad. And I really wished that I would have been playing with the entire family at the time that this happened, because I could have stopped it potentially, but anyway, the game decided, no, she's gonna die. So I was a little bummed about that. So anyway, her room still looks like her room, but it's a bit depressing because she's no longer living. And honestly, once my youngest of the two Sims graduated, I was going to, move. I moved the youngest daughter back into the house, and I was going to take over playing with the older daughter and have her move to, why can't I think of any of the names of the worlds right now? Like Hawaii. What is that world? Oh my God, that's gonna like literally bother me so much right now. Island living. Literally, my brain is not working. But anyway, I was gonna have her move to that world and become a marine biologist, or she already was, but that's where she was going to further her career. So anyway, that's that. But now we're moving on into the parents' bedroom. So a couple issues that I have with this build. Well, first of all, I love this bedroom. I love the color scheme and all the furniture that I paired together in here. I think it looks really good. Sometimes you just build something and you're like, wow, I did a really good job. That's how I felt about this particular bedroom. But anyway, I'm done tooting my own horn. Back to things that I'm not crazy about this build. So the master bathroom looks kind of weird, and I ended up using two standalone sinks right next to each other. It looks a little funky. I think there are ways that you can make it work, but personally, I wasn't crazy about it. But like I said, I did want it to seem like this house was a little bit older, but parts of it have maybe been renovated a little bit, mostly just in the decorating though, like nothing too crazy, like no real like renovations. So that's kind of what I was going for. So that's why I did the two standalone sinks, which, again, like I just mentioned, I wasn't crazy about the way it looks in the screenshots, but it works. And then there's a separate standalone shower and a standalone tub. So I do like that. Your Sims can both, one can shower and one can bathe, simultaneously, and it's convenient. I'm not crazy about the way it visually looks, but it works and it gets the job done. So I kind of left it. And then, I did leave it. And then I mentioned there's a bathroom upstairs that is not attached to the bedroom. And for whatever reason, the sink in that bathroom, like just my Sims, I don't know what it is, they can't reach it or something. So I can't remember how I ended up moving it in game, like when I was playtesting here. I moved it around so much, and I think the version that you would download off of the gallery is the basically non-functioning version, which kind of bothers me, but I've literally already changed so much about this build that I don't want to go back and save it as it is, because I just think it'll be way more complicated that way. So I think something that you could do is just slightly renovate that bathroom. I know that's a bit inconvenient and annoying. Kind of the whole point of downloading an already built build off the gallery is so you don't have to do it yourself. But I think if you just change up, it's a pretty small bathroom. If you just kind of change up the orientation of it, you'd be good to go. I think a lot of it was just, I wanted it to be cluttered a certain way, and I wanted to use the shower tub combo with the curtain. I pictured this build being very specific, so it was hard for me to kind of put that aside and be like, well, it needs to make sense. But anyway, I don't remember how I fixed it, but I did fix it, and it is functional for me, so I'm sure you guys can find a way to make it functional. But again, I do apologize because it is a bit annoying when you download something off the gallery for a reason and then it, doesn't totally work. So I figured I'd at least let you guys know so you're not like, what the heck? And then, trying to let me know. But anyway, we've now moved on to the exterior of the home once again. I believe this is where, I'm just trying to figure out like wood tones, like for the floors of the porches and whatnot. And I do end up placing, I think, a flower arranging table in the back, not the backyard, it's on the back porch. And there's lots of activities here, honestly. Your Sims can, barbecue, swim, so they could definitely host like a little party. There's, what's it called? Literally, you guys, my brain has been like so scrambled lately. It's very irritating because it's like, in these voiceovers, I try to be, detailed and kind of let you know what we're doing as you're watching it. It's just helpful, and it's like just a way for me to walk you through the build. But my brain's just like, no, we're not doing that today. And I'm just like, all right, I guess. But it just makes me feel like such an airhead. But anyway, we end up placing a fire pit over here. That's the word I was looking for. A fire pit from Outdoor Retreat and some chairs out there. I believe just like 4, maybe 5 chairs if they had like a guest over. But again, the family I moved in here is a family of 4, so there's at least 4 chairs out there. And I also envisioned that this family is very into outdoors. Like I mentioned earlier, I imagined that the 2 daughters, once they got older, they would become travel buddies and maybe even travel with their parents as well. When I was playing with them, because this is a family I've been playing with for the last couple of weeks, honestly, right around the time I built this. I played with them for a while, and I took them on a few camping trips, and it was a lot of fun for me to play. And of course, in game, my Sims had a lot of fun. So I envisioned that they're more of an outdoorsy family. So a more casual trip together would be to go camping or stay in a cabin. And yeah, at Granite Falls, that's the name of it, Granite Falls. But what's the name of the world and island living? Really, like, that is going to kill me. I have to Google this. Hold on. Wow, I feel so dumb. It's Sulani. Okay. I literally, like, the second I stopped the recording to look it up, I was thinking San Myshuno, and I'm like, absolutely not. Wow, that's pretty crazy. But it feels really weird doing this voiceover because I think I said this in my last build too, or one of my last builds, at least within the last 2 or 3. I mentioned in my voiceover that it felt like I hadn't done a voiceover in so long. And it's so weird because that's not entirely true. But this time too, it feels like it's been forever. But I think it's because I've been using a lot of pre-recorded builds recently. Okay. We'll just talk over me. That's fine. But at least we're almost to the end. But I've had a lot of pre-recorded builds ready for me, and so I haven't been building like at all, really. I think the last build that I actually built myself was that apartment renovation I did. It was the Serene apartment. That was probably 2 builds ago now, which is probably 3 weeks ago, or gosh, maybe that was my last build. I really don't know. Like I said, it feels like it's been a while, so it just feels very odd to be doing this voiceover in the first place. But anyway, we are coming up on the screenshots, so thank you guys so much for bearing with me while I wasn't available last week, even though I definitely was, and I should have at least acknowledged the fact that I wasn't going to be uploading. But so anyway, I do apologize. I'm here now. I will make sure in the future that I'll let you guys know, and I'll try to give you a fair warning too. It won't just be like, hey guys, I'm not uploading today. It'll be more like, hey guys, I'm not uploading, on my normal Monday, a few days in advance or something. But thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up. That'll really help me out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow me over on Instagram. All my, links and everything will be left down below for you. And I hope to see you guys in a future build. Bye.